is up, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we will be reacting to Indycar Explained, because if you have been in one of my streams recently, you will know how much I keep talking about Indycar and how I have no idea what's going on. The thing is that like I made this channel because I was like so into F1, and that was really the only motorsport that I watched. I stuck to like F1, 2, 3, F1 Academy, and that was pretty much it. So I created this channel based off of that. Then I got into NASCAR, and I spent so much time reacting to all these videos on NASCAR, trying to learn what's going on, and now I can sit comfortably and watch NASCAR and know what's going on and enjoy it, and now I have like favorite drivers and everything, and it's great. Whilst I was getting into NASCAR, people were also saying, oh, get into IndyCar. And I was like, okay, like I can try and juggle it between learning NASCAR and IndyCar. But it just never happened, okay? Yes, I have been watching IndyCar as well as NASCAR, but I can't tell you what's going on in IndyCar. And I sit there and I go, oh, this is a great race. I can't tell you what's going on. I can tell you that my favourite team is McLaren. And I can tell you who drives for McLaren. But any other teams, I don't know who the drivers drive for. It's really a mess. So as much as I am enjoying the IndyCar races, it would be so much more enjoyable if I knew what was going on. So that's what we're going to do. I've been saying in streams, I was like, guys, I have no idea like where to start. And then people said, oh, try and get like, just Google like beginner's guide to IndyCar, and I'm sure a load of videos will come out. And I found quite a few, and I feel like this is going to be a good one, so we're going to get into it. Hopefully I'll learn a bit more. But before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe. Over half of you that watch my videos still aren't subscribed. Just hit the bell, it takes 2 seconds, and if you'd like to become a member on this channel and receive exclusive perks, you can also do that by hitting the join button down below.
So let's start off with the engines and the cars used in the series.
Right.
There are 2 engine manufacturers within the series,
Honda
and Chevy.
Right,
They
okay.
provide.
I knew Honda was one of them. But they do the same as NASCAR, don't they? Like, they use the same 2 engines as well.
Moving on to the car itself, and here's a stock chassis used by every team in the series, which is provided by Dallara, called the IR12.
Right.
It was first introduced in 2012 and also is fitted with the IR18 aero kit, which is a standardized aero kit after lack of success of the 2015 to 17 aero kits provided by the engine manufacturer.
God, look at how different they look already. That was only like 6, 7 years ago.
The cars have all been fitted with the new aero screen.
Yeah.
All cars operate without power steering and all use Firestone Firehawk tyres.
Yes, I've noticed that as well.
Because it is the first note of where we can say teams and strategy make the difference. So there is the sticker red tyres, which is the softer and quicker compound, and there is the sticker blacks, which is the harder, slower, but more durable compound. At the start.
Yeah, see, this is where I get a little bit confused, because in F1, you obviously have soft, medium, and hard tyres, and then they obviously have wet and intermediate. But IndyCar, they call them sticker reds and sticker blacks, which are obviously soft and hard, but there's no medium, which is why I was getting like so confused.
To perform the duty of a pit stop. The first job is to activate.
And obviously, they come into the pits and they put fuel in.
Those inserted at the rear of the car.
They've got less people in the pit stop.
5 mechanics are responsible for changing the tyres and refueling. The tyre changers will also be responsible for making any adjustments to the front wing, clearing any debris from the car, performing minor repairs, and taking off a sheet from the aero screen.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen them do that a couple of times.
So this year is a 17 race calendar, and over the past decade that has been around the normal amount of races you would expect to see in an IndyCar
Right, about 17.
to September. The calendar is comprised of road courses, which are permanent racing.
Yeah, that's when I got confused as well, because it ran till September, and I was like, huh? It goes just March to September? I thought, because obviously I'm going to be comparing everything to F1, because that's what I only watched from the beginning. They don't finish till like, well, this year it's December, but it was usually like November.
Chance of winning the championship. Unlike other series, IndyCar drivers and teams aren't restricted to running a full calendar, number of cars per team, and even in rare cases being linked to the same car all season. As with anything in motorsport, money talks, and there has to be a certain amount of funding behind a driver provided by either the team,
Makes
driver,
sense.
or external sponsors, or a combination of those 3. Some drivers within the series won't be able to fund a full season, and the best example at the moment is probably Connor Daly with Ed Carpenter Racing. Since his debut with Dale Coyne, he's struggled to secure a full-time seat in the series, often running part-time with Ed Carpenter, but also in a situation that arose with Max.
Oh, that's actually that makes sense, okay. Sometimes when you guys say drivers are running part-time, it's never clicked in my brain that that's the reason why they're running part-time. I'm like, what? They let drivers run part-time? What's that about? That makes sense.
Choice from the driver. So, for example, Jimmy Johnson and Roman Grosjean both have opted not to run the ovals this year on the grounds of not feeling comfortable safety-wise, as ovals provide high speed, high up.
Oh, so you can say that you don't want to do the ovals and then they put someone else in. I did not know that.
The cars and the people who drive them. But how do those drivers score points? Well, actually, a quick...
Yeah, points confused as well because it's different.
But if you're first, you award 50 points, second 40, and third...
That's a lot of points.
There's then a 3-point difference between third and fourth. From fourth to 10th, there's then a decrease in 2 points per position, with 10th being awarded 20 points. From 10th to 25th, there is a decrease in awarded per position, with 25th...
Yes, I knew every position scored a point, but how many that was, I had no idea.
disqualified for foul play. Every driver will score a point within the race.
Oh.
The season finale before 2020 added to this awarded double points. There is yet to be confirmed this will return in 2021, but assume it to be the case. Bonus points are awarded as follows: 1 for pole position, 1 for leading a lap within the race, and 2 points for leading the most laps.
Okay.
The Indy 500 is also double points award in race, so doing well there can have a big impact on your season, but it also has a unique qualifying point system. If you score pole for the Indy 500, you score 9 points.
That's crazy. They're scoring points in qualifying. Well, just for the Indy 500, but that's crazy.
The month of May is basically Indy 500 month.
Indy 500 month.
There is only a maximum of 33 cars allowed to enter the race, and due to Indy being the race that encourages the most one-time entry entrants for the season, there is usually in excess of 33 cars trying to qualify.
33, that's crazy.
What is referred to as bump day. Like the pole setters, each driver will get one attempt to set a time to fight for the last 3 spots available to compete in the big spectacle the following weekend. The race is of course 500 miles round the 2.5 mile oval, and the winner receives not only a place in history, but their face will be sculpted onto the famous Borg Warner trophy.
Wow.
On an oval, the running order is determined by reversing the championship standings, with the lowest position going first and the highest going last. The driver is then permitted 2 warm-up laps before 2 time laps, with the aggregate time...
Can you see my brain trying to work? Feel the cogs moving.
Qualifying is split into 3 segments. In segment 1, the entries are divided into 2 groups, who each group get 10 minutes to set their fastest lap. What is a curveball within this is that yellow flags are included in the 10 minutes. So if someone has a big off, it can sabotage the group qualifying.
That's different. If someone spins, it could really fuck up your qualifying.
And they have a guaranteed 6 minutes of green flag track conditions to post a time.
Whoa, okay, I think we've covered all the relevant information, though if you think we...
Yeah, I think I've got a lot of information now. My brain's in overload. Well, that video was very informative. It gave loads and loads and loads of information. I think my brain hurts now. But I did learn quite a bit there. Did explain a few questions that I did have. I feel like it will make a little bit more sense when I'm watching a race now. It's just, I feel like I'll have to do it myself, but the learning who drives for what team and what teams are in IndyCar, that's just something that I still don't know. I'm kind of getting to grips with it when I'm watching the races and I'm asking people in the stream who drives for this, blah 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 blah. They're I'm figuring out who is where, and I know who's leading the championship and who the championship fight is between this season. So I am slowly getting there, and I know a lot more obviously than I did before. And I look forward to watching IndyCar each weekend when it is on. And they've only got 3 races left of the season, so I'm excited to watch the last 3 races, and then over their season break, I'm going to try and hone in so that I come back to IndyCar next season and I'm a pro and I know exactly what's going on. But yeah, I did enjoy that video. So with that being said, if you have any other videos that you'd like me to react to, drop them in the comments. I'm working my way through everybody's suggestions at the moment. If you did want to check out any of my other socials or become a Patreon member and get early access to videos like this, then you can do all of that down below. And if you want to become a member on this channel and receive exclusive perks, you can also do that by hitting the join button down below. But I hope you enjoyed today's reaction and I will catch you next time for the next one. Bye!